What is up with the Lakers as we are now heading into Martin Luther King Jr. weekend?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're approaching the official midway point of the season, and I think we kind of know what the Lakers are right now. Now, the Lakers have used injuries as an issue for this slow start to the season, but I mean, look, Gabe Vincent has barely played this year. Jared Vanderbilt missed some time, and Rui Hashimura is currently out, but every team has injuries.
Isn't that what Darvin Ham keeps saying, is we're not healthy, we're not healthy, we're not healthy?
I don't really buy that. I think they're underachieving, especially their role players. Look, LeBron is having an all-star season. Anthony Davis, last night notwithstanding, is having an all-star, all-NBA season. The guys around them aren't performing, whether it's D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Hashimura when he's been out there. This Laker team can't shoot. That's first and foremost. They cannot shoot. They're one of the, I think, still bottom 5 worst three-point shooting teams in the league. In the modern NBA, you almost never succeed at a high level without being able to shoot. I say almost never because in the bubble in 2020, the Lakers had kind of a similar poor shooting team, but they won a championship. But that was more of an aberration than an example of how things work. You have to be a sharp perimeter shooting team. The Lakers don't have shooters. They also don't defend at the level they used to. This is a Laker team, at least in the playoffs last year, that defended for like 3.5 quarters and then relied on LeBron and AD to be the 2 best players on the floor and carry them home. They were a top 5 team in the playoffs defensively last year. Right now, they're hovering around 12th. When you are the 12th best defensive team and like the 25th best offensive team, that is not a recipe for even getting in the playoffs, much less winning a championship. So those are the 2 things they have to resolve. They have to get better defensively, which I think they could do organically, and they have to get better in terms of their shooting, which I don't think they can do with this current roster.
Well, the first time I've ever heard anybody say a team needs to recapture the magic they had in the in-season tournament. I mean, that, and I loved how that was brought up to LeBron in a way in a post-game conversation. He's like, that was 2 games in Vegas. You know what I mean? Like, there's 4 pool play games that were just regular season games. It was 2 games in Las Vegas in a span of 3 days. But it does appear to be a completely different team. They did appear to be locked in those 2 games in Vegas, if you will. And so I guess you could say it's in there, or
I don't know. I think connected to it is the idea that LeBron and AD are playing bigger minutes than they probably should. Like I think they're both right around mid-30s per game. They should both probably be in the low 30s. And people might say that's not, a ton of extra minutes, but you add 3 or 4 extra minutes per game, and that kind of starts to add up, and it makes them, a little bit less effective in the second half of some of these games. Look, LeBron seems indefatigable, but he's 39 years old. I mean, Anthony Davis has been more durable over the last year and a half than he's been in quite some time, but he has had injury issues, and he's not, I don't want to say he's not used to, but he's not as comfortable as he'd like to be playing center full time. So that's a physical toll. When I watch teams go at Anthony Davis, the start of every single game, whether it's the Clippers with Zubac, last night with the Phoenix Suns and Yusuf Nurkic, they're sending their big, burly, 7-foot, 265-pound guy down into the paint to bump Anthony Davis around, try to take something out of him early in these games. And that's a strategy that is going to continue to be employed throughout the season. So I think that the wear and tear on those 2 players specifically has more to do with the way this team has struggled than the totality of just kind of being in the in-season tournament.
Chris Mannix, who just dropped burly and indefatigable.
Well done.
In an opinion. You don't need to look it up, do you?
No, I know, absolutely.
Okay.
Well done.
All right.
Multiple.
Indefatigable is one of my. That's
big word alert.
That's very. Well, I mean, it's impressive.
Multiple syllables.
Polysyllabic. Chris Mannix
Hey,
here on the Rich Eisen Show. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.